How y'all doing today? My name is Kwayan Ben Yahawada. I'm here today to give another edifying lesson. I'm on break real quick. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call all Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, Barakatham, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadosh. Rakal Kadosh. The title of this lesson is called Coming Back to Who You Are, Israel. Coming back to who you are. What do I mean coming back to who you are? I'm talking about coming back to your heritage. Your culture. What makes you. We'll start with Jeremiah 17 and 44. Put this on. Jeremiah 17 and 4. Slakia. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I have gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemy, and the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which thou shalt burn forever. The word in Jeremiah 17 and 4 we are focusing on is heritage. As the title is, come back to who you are. Heritage. We're going to go into the word heritage and how it is coming back to who you are. And it says, again, 17 and 4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I have gave thee. And we're going to go to Leviticus Leviticus 26 and 33. Leviticus 26 and 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolated, and your cities wasted. Now why, the question here is, first and foremost, why were we discontinued from our heritage? And as it says in Leviticus 26 and 33, why were we scattered among all the heathens? Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verses 45 through 47. Deuteronomy 28, verses 45 through 47. And it says, Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to keep these commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. And where we're focusing on here, it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, shall pursue thee, and overtake thee. One of the curses is that we will be discontinued from our heritage and also scattered among all the nations. And let's keep reading. Why though? It is the question. Shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. This is why. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to keep his commandments, his statutes, which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness, with gladness of heart, for abundance of everything. So that is why we was discontinued from our heritage, as it says in Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I have gave thee. And Yahweh, our power, is the one who gave us our heritage. Now, what is heritage? Our heritage is something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group Something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group. Let's go to Deuteronomy 26:18 right there real quick. Deuteronomy 26:18. And it says, again, this is just the definition. Heritage, something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group. Deuteronomy 26:18. Deuteronomy chapter 26, verse 18. And Yahweh have avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people, as he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments. And you see it keep repeating, keeping the commandments. Now back to the definition, heritage. Something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group, or the outcome of an action, way of life that is handed down from the past as a tradition. This is one of the reasons we have to get back to our heritage. As the title says again, coming back to who you are, Israel, is basically getting into this Bible and reading, learning, and understanding that you are an Israelite. If you are an Israelite, which are the Israelites are, Judah, Black Americans; Levi, the Haitians; Benjamin, West Indians; Ephraim, Puerto Ricans; Manasseh, Cuban; Simeon, Dominicans; Zebulun, Guatemala to Panama, the Mayans; Reuben, Seminole Indians; Gad, Native American Indians; Asher, Colombia to Uruguay; Issachar, Mexican, Aztec; Naphtali, Argentina. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, which are Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Now, if you are a fellow tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel, you will be an Israelite. And your heritage is the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Apocrypha. This is part of your heritage, part of your inheritance, which we're going to get into that word on part 2 of this. And this is part 1. And it says again, heritage, something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group, or the outcome of an action, way of life that is handed down from the past as a tradition. What are our traditions? We have holy days. Sabbath, which is the seventh day, which is Saturday here, is our holy day that we do every Saturday. You can't buy nor sell. You can't cook. You can't do none of that. But to understand the things to do and not to do on that day, you have to read. You have to get into the Bible. And a lot of things to start off with is the Torah, the first 5 books, which shows you things to do and to not to do. That is the reason we need to come back to our heritage to understand who we were. As I've been here, I had the understanding of thought that I was an African American, but no, I am not. I was given a false heritage. So now, in learning that I am a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, I have to get off into this Bible and study and get the understanding of who I am. Who is the tribe of Judah? Who are the 12 tribes? How did the 12 tribes come about? Who are our forefathers? And that tells you all in the book. The apostles are our forefathers. Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus, but his real name, Hebrew name is Yahushua, was from the tribe of Judah. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, which is in Hebrew, his name is Yahweh, he is only the Israelites' God. But to get that understanding, you will have to come back to your heritage. You will have to come back to reading and getting the understanding of the Bible. Wipe off the Christianity, off the Seventh-day Adventists, off any false religion. Because the Bible is not a religious book. It's our history. It's our biblical records and history heritage records that shows the things that our forefathers did and notes that is left behind, letters that is left behind, for us to get the understanding of who we are. Back into the definition. Passed as a tradition, a national heritage of honor, pride, and courage, monuments, objects, and culture. Most important, it is the range of contemporary activities, meanings and behaviors that we draw from them. Heritage includes displaying or restoring a collection of old things. Let's go to Deuteronomy 32:7. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. And that definition said again, it says, restoring a collection of old things. So, Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. It said, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. Now, to ask our fathers and our elders, and they will tell thee, is to get into this book and read, because our elders and our forefathers before these left these notes for us to understand our true heritage. You know, myself, I don't have a father to go to and ask. So the father I go, other than Yahweh, which is our power. And to also go to and ask him and to understand with him and Yahushua, I have to go into the Bible. I have to go into the Old Testament, New Testament, and the Apocrypha. All together, it's really just one book. But since people calls them by that name, that's how I'm directing it as. But going back into the Bible and understanding who we are. And it says, Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. And to ask our elders, we will have to go into this book. Our elders is Paul, Peter, John, Yahushua himself. All these are our elders that was in this book that have left notes behind for us to understand what we are supposed to be doing, how we are supposed to be doing, what holy days we are supposed to be worshiping, what is our one of our main holy days, which is the Sabbath. So you have to get into this book and understand. Back to the definition, because I have 3 definitions. Clues to our past and or society endeavors helps us examine our history and traditions, what I was just talking about, and enables us to develop an awareness about ourselves. This is one of the reasons to get back into the Bible and understand. It helps us understand who we truly are, not who they want us to think we are, but who we truly are, who Yahweh, our power, made us to be. And even the more depths of what Yahweh Shai came down here and did for the whole house of Israel. Awareness about ourselves, it helps us understand and explain why we are the way we are. Something that comes or belongs to one by reason, and this is even more. Because see, this Bible, as it is our heritage, it's also our inheritance to us. It's to us. It's for us. The Bible is only for the Israelites. And this definition is going to even clarify it. Something that comes or belongs to one by reason of birth, an inheritance, lot, or portion. A heritage is or portion. I'm going to another definition. Inheritance of poverty and suffering. We did inherit poverty and suffering because, as it said in Deuteronomy 28:45-46, we did not hearken. So since we did not hearken to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we was cursed. So yes, we did inherit poverty and suffering. But also in learning this Bible, we have way more than what you assume or people want us to believe. Way more. One of the reasons they are trying to keep you from realizing and coming back to who you are. The heritage of the righteous. Heritage of the righteous. What is righteousness? Let's go to Isaiah 51:7. Isaiah 51. Isaiah chapter 51, verse 7. Hold on. Slack it real quick. Yes, okay. This is not exactly the one I wanted, but it still clarifies it. Isaiah 51, verse 7. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my law. Now, the people whose heart is the law is the Israelites. This is who he gave the law to. And what is righteousness? The law. That's what it basically said, whose heart is my law. Fear ye not the reproach of men, neither be ye afraid of their revealings. Slocky there. To even clarify a little bit more, Psalms 119. Psalms chapter 119, verse 142. Psalm chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteous, thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So that's to clarify a little bit more. The law, the commandments, the statutes and commandments is righteousness. The statutes and commandments is the law. And it says part of our heritage, as reading this definition again, the heritage of the righteousness, which is the law. Heritage, H4181. In the Hebrew, it would be Marashah, which is Morawshow, a possession, something that has been or may be inherited by legal descent of the decisions. So basically, like I said, this book, the Bible, it's not a religious book. It is our records, our history, given to us by our elders, by our forefathers, as it says, descendants. Something that has been or more may be inherited by legal descent. Something that comes or belongs to one by reason of birth or inherited lot or portion. So that's what you got to understand too, that the Bible is not a religious book. It's our heritage, our records, things to understand who we are. Like I did before, I did a lesson called repetition, meaning to read over and over, study, learn. You have to really get into this book to truly understand what I mean about learning and finding out who you are. It's telling you stories about our forefathers, things they went through, to what happened to them, to the holy days, how to do the holy days, what things not to eat, what things we can eat, what things we can't touch, what things we can touch. It's different. As it says, the Torah, the first five books of the law, will show you the things we can and cannot do. And the law is still in effect. The commandments and statutes are still in effect. It's just the point of doing what we're able to do while we are over here in captivity. Isaiah 54. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. Isaiah chapter 54. Verse 17. Okay. Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. You see that? This is one of the reasons you need to get back to understanding who you are. This right here is a very, very powerful verse. Isaiah 54 and 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Meaning nothing. If you're doing the statutes, laws, and commandments and coming back to who you are and wholeheartedly doing it, it says no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. And the service is Israel. Israel, the 12 tribes, are the only ones that can truly serve Yahweh, because we are the ones that he gave the law, statutes, and commandments to. And that is why you have to get into the Bible. You have to get to understand, because you have to understand how he gave us the laws and statutes, why he gave us the laws and statutes. Definitely if you've been in Christianity or Seventh Day, any of these religions which falsely tell you certain things. So you have to drop that off of you and come back into the Bible thinking on a new mind, a new spirit of things, a new understanding. Pray to the Most High that he gives you a new understanding, and to pray that hopefully he guides you to a correct teacher, a correct people that you can listen to that will give you correct information. And it says again, Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58, verse 14. Isaiah 58, verse 14. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father. For the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. This is if we listen to him. He said, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh. He said, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth. Because in learning, when you get to reading, you will learn one of our promises is to have the whole earth. The earth is basically for us. Cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father. For the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. And it said, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh. But let's go to verse 13 and let's read down one of the things we have to do in learning our heritage. Isaiah 58, 13. Verse 13, and I'm going back down to 14. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, which is the seventh day, which is Saturday, from doing thy pleasure. It's saying on the Saturday, if you stop doing your pleasure and doing what Yahweh Hashem outside tells you to do, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, and do what you're supposed to do on the Sabbath. The holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him. By us doing the things that we're supposed to do on our holy day, we are honoring Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. We're honoring Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the word of Yahweh, and he is what brought the word here, what brought the Bible to us. Well, Slakia. Moses had the 10 Commandments, but you get what I'm saying. He being the word, he giving more understanding to certain things. Slakia for that. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways, nor finding thy own pleasure, nor speaking thy own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage, that word again, which is our heritage. Jacob is Israel. The tribes of Israel comes from Jacob. That is our forefather. Of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh has spoken. And to get the understanding of this, you have to read. You have to get more understanding. And I'm going to go into it because I'm going to go into, this is part 1, which is heritage. I'm going to go into inheritance and also us being heirs of the inheritance and understanding our heritage. So we'll go to Psalms 61. Psalms 61. Psalm 61. Psalm 61, verse 1, going down to 5. Slacking. Psalms 61, verse 1 to 5. Hear my cry, O power, attend unto my prayer. Slacking, hold on. Hear my cry, O Yahweh, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacles forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. For thou, O Yahweh, hast heard my voice. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. And you're supposed to fear Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. And it says, number 5, for thou, O Yahweh, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me, he has given us, given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. This is and it says again, the chief musician upon Niganai, a psalm of David. This is from David right here. He's talking to Yahweh, basically stating, for thou, O Yahweh, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. And remember, David was a person that Yahweh Shem Ashai really liked, admired, you could say. You know what I'm saying? Was a friend to you. It said was like it. How can I say? He did everything he could by Yahweh to be true and honor. I put it like that. And it says, I'm gonna read it again, the whole thing. Psalms chapter 6 on down. Hear my cry, O Yahweh, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth will I cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covert of thy wings, Selah. For thou, O Yahweh, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. See, it's an honor to have this heritage that we have. It's a blessing, a barak, slakia, a barak. Barakatah means blessing in Hebrew. It is a barak to have this heritage. So you can't just let it slip by you. Yeah, you have to. That's why I'm going into heritage, inheritance, and us being the heirs of these. The fake people who are pretending to be us, or who are trying to take our heritage and take our inheritance and say that they are heirs of our heritage and our inheritance. You have to ask yourself, why are they going to so much length to do this? This is why. We are giving promises. We are giving the kingdom of heaven. We are giving things that all these heathens want to take into their possession. So when you learn that you are a person of the 12 tribes, you have to grasp grasp this. You can't wait. You can't take no time. You have to, and dealing with the times we are in right now, you need to grasp this. Because the only thing that's going to save us in this time is the covering of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. There's nothing else that's going to save us in these times that we are going into. Psalms 119. Psalms 119, verse 112. Psalms 119, verse 111 to 112. Psalms chapter 119, verse 11. I'm going to 112. Psalms 119, 1 and 11. Thy testimonies have I taken as an heritage forever. What was the testimonies? The law, statutes, and commandments. They are part of our heritage. This is why you have to understand and read and get the and even understand that the law is not done away with. How can they be done away with? And they are a part of our heritage, part of who we are actually. Following the laws and commandments are part of what make us how we are and the things that we do. So it can't be knocked away. It says 11 again, thy testimonies have I taken as an heritage forever, for they are the rejoicing of my heart. I have inclined my heart to perform thy statutes always, even unto the end. Now hear that. It says, let's say hear that again. It says, thy testimonies have I taken as an inheritance forever, for they are the rejoicing of my heart. I have inclined my heart to perform thy statutes all the way, even unto the end. Meaning, to the end, we are still supposed to be performing his statutes and commandments, his laws and commandments. That's a precept right there to let you know that the laws ain't done away with. I didn't think about that. Psalms 16. Psalms chapter 16, Slakia, bear with me. Psalms chapter 16, verse 5 through 11. Psalms chapter 16, verse 5. Yahweh is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. I have a goodly heritage. I'm going to read that again. Yahweh is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup. Thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless Yahweh who have given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set Yahweh always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoice. My flesh also shall rest in hope, Slakia. My flesh also shall rest in hope, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life in the presence of fullness of joy. At the right hand there are pleasures forevermore. I mean, do you even hear that as it said in your inheritance? It said at the right hand there are pleasures forevermore. These are the promises given to us. Things that it said, and as it says, wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption? We won't see corruption. We're being refined and cleaned now as we're following the law, statutes, commandments, coming back to who we are. And taking heed of who we are. Taking heed to who we are is reading this book. Repetition. I'm going to say it again. Repeatedly doing the exercise over and over to gain the knowledge and understanding of what we are doing. Not only that, wholeheartedly doing it, praying, fasting, actually trying to learn who you are. And you can also go into history books and stuff that can match up and line up with certain things that goes into this. Because like I said, it's telling us about our history and records of the things that happen, and also of our holy days and things not to eat, what to eat, and how we handle fellow brethren and certain things that will happen amongst Israel. Which I say again, the first 5 books of the Torah, which are the laws, statutes, and commandments. Which is Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Exodus, Numbers. I think Genesis is out there. And Slacky if I make a correct on that. And it says, I'm gonna read that one more time. Psalm 16, chapter 16, verse 5. Yahweh is the portion of my inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly heritage. I will bless Yahweh who has given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set Yahweh always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. Therefore my heart is glad, and my glory rejoices. My flesh also shall rest in hope, for thou wilt not leave my soul in hell, neither wilt thou suffer thy Holy One to see corruption. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At the right hand there are pleasures forevermore. These are the things that are part of our heritage. And even more, when you get to reading, you'll really get to seeing the promises and the things that was promised to us. And inheritance will also show you why the heathen want to steal our inheritance. Why they're lying to us and telling you or Native American Indian or African American, or lying to tell you you're a Mexican, or this is one of the reasons they are hiding who we truly are, or trying to stop you from knowing who you are. But now there a lot of people that's on the highways and byways that's telling the truth. There's a lot of people on the internet that are telling the truth. So it's coming a time that there's no excuse that you should not at least look into it, or research it a little bit. Deuteronomy, it'll be my last verse. Deuteronomy chapter 33. Deuteronomy chapter 33. Deuteronomy chapter 33, 1, verse 1. I'm going to 4. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 1 through 4. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of Yahweh, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, Yahweh came from Sinai and rose up from Seir. Unto them he shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law from them. Yea, he loved the people, all his saints, and all his saints are the children of Israel, are in thy hand, and they set down at thy feet. Every one shall receive of thy word. Moses commanded us a law, even an inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. I'm going to read that number 4 again. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of the congregation of Jacob. Inheritance basically is what we are inherited. This Bible, these laws, these statutes, these commandments. And I'm going to go into inheritance in part 2. Today, it was basically about our heritage. Again, something that is reserved for a peculiar person or group, or the outcome of an action, way of life that is handed down from the past as a tradition, a national heritage of honor, pride, and courage, monuments, objects, or culture. Most importantly, it is the range of contemporary activities, meanings, and behaviors that we draw from them. Heritage includes discipline or restoring a collection of old things, clues to our past or our society endeavors, helps us examine our history and traditions, enable us to develop an awareness about ourselves. It helps us understand and explain in why we are the way we are. Something that comes or belongs to one by reason of birth. This is our inheritance, and this is who we are. To knowing how we do things, how we used to do things, who we are, and finding out your past to figure out our present is reading, studying, and getting the true understanding of the Bible, which is coming into being a true Hebrew Israelite from the tribes, any tribe that you are from, and that you will learn who you are from. Me, I am Qayyam bin Yahweh from the tribe of Judah. I thank you. I hope you've been edified by this lesson that Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai blessed me with to give to you today. And I hope everything goes well. And I hope this you edified. And then tune in to my next one. Shalom or Shalom.